but I just found that this was the most effective way for me to study for all these ATI tests, and this is how I passed with at least a level 2 each and every time that I have tested. Hello. So if you're new to this channel, hello, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have seen my videos before, thanks for coming back. I really quick just wanted to make a video today about ATI tests and how I passed all of the ATI tests throughout nursing school. I'm a recent graduate, so I just graduated, which is why I haven't been making videos, because school, 4th semester was just so busy and so hectic that there really was just no time. So I'll start off, and it's really similar to some of the other ATI videos that I've mentioned before, but I feel like throughout nursing school, I've kind of built on the way that I study for these ATI tests. There's obviously, if you've ever taken an ATI test before, and if you're not familiar with an ATI test, it's pretty much a standardized test in each subject. So there's an ATI test for mental health, there's an ATI test for fundamentals, there's an ATI test for each subject of nursing. And it's pretty much a whole bunch of information, and they give you all these books specific to that subject, and you kind of just have to study up on them. Okay, so throughout nursing school, I found that there are several methods, or I've tried several methods of studying. One of the methods that I tried was essentially just going on YouTube and watching videos on each subject that I thought I wasn't doing well in. So I tried that one time, and the time that I tried that, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't my most successful. I've also tried just reading the whole book. So I would just go through, read the whole book, and I found that that was pretty successful too. However, it was very time consuming. And if you are in nursing school, you do know that obviously there's not a lot of time. Actually, between 3rd and 4th semester, I discovered a brand new way to study, which is not really brand new, and it's not this miraculous way, and it's not a quick fix, and it's not quick at all actually. However, for me, it was the best and most effective way. So if you do use this method and it is helpful for you, please let me know down in the comments. Or if you use this way and you feel like it's not effective, I mean, you can let me know that too, but I just found that this was the most effective way for me to study for all these ATI tests, and this is how I passed with at least a level 2 each and every time that I have tested. So as you know, there are two practice tests prior to you taking any proctored ATI review test. So there's the practice A and then there's the practice B. When you are taking those tests, I recommend that you take them very seriously. So just take those tests based on the knowledge that you already have. So you'll go ahead and take practice A and practice B, and it's going to give you an accurate portrayal of what your actual grade will be. You're a high achiever, you get 90, you obviously know that there are some areas that you need to study, and those areas are going to come out in what my favorite thing is, which is your focused review. So I have my focus review right here, and pretty much what the focus review is it's just an outline of all of the questions that you got wrong. So I know from looking at this focus review that I need to go back, go into the book, and I need to read those sections. So it was pretty much imperative to me to go back and read these, like every single section that was listed out on my focus review, because it was obviously sections that I didn't do well on or I didn't know a lot about. So from looking at the focus review, I would just go and I would, as I was going through, I would just highlight after every chapter that I read, because I would read the whole chapter. So if it was on, I don't know, gallbladder, I would read the whole chapter on gallbladder. And then once I was finished with that section, I would grab my highlighter and mark it off. And then I would just move on to the next section. So I would start doing this probably like a week, maybe 4 to 5 days in advance prior to me taking the actual proctored test. And as I'm going through, I would also just, like, on the same focus review paper, or if I had other paper available, I would just take notes. So as you can see here, I have like a note on increased ICP, or I guess ICP. I would just take notes on the same paper, so whenever I'm like reading or looking back, I don't have to go grab another paper. I can just literally look at it. Everything's directly on this paper. So those were like the two big things that I found helped so much. Like, I would take the test, then I would open my focus review. I would read every chapter out of the focus review, which really narrows it down, especially after you get to the bigger books. Like the Med-Surg book is probably about 1,000 pages. So it really narrows it down and allows you to kind of read that one chapter versus like going through the whole book and reading the whole book. I feel like it wasn't really effective for me just because there's so much information in those thousands of pages. And I feel like this really breaks it down and lets you know, okay, these are the chapters that you really need to focus on, hone in on. Another thing that I would do is I would go into the dynamic quizzes and I would make specific quizzes, which is something I didn't find out until my last semester of nursing school. So you can go into dynamic quizzes, and at the top where there's a search bar, you can search a whole bunch of questions just based on whatever question you got wrong. So like, as I was saying before, the example was gallbladder. So if I was looking at a cholecystectomy, I would just put that in the, if I was looking for questions about cholecystectomy, I would just put that in the search bar, and then maybe put, and you can add other things as well. So like if I was doing cholecystectomy and then I was also doing just gallbladder in general, I would put that too, or high cholesterol or cholesterol in general. I could put all those into the search bar and it'll find me questions based on that specific topic, which is awesome. I found those were very helpful as well. Whenever I would do the practice questions or practice tests, well, the practice test, whenever I would do the practice test, practice A and practice B, I would make sure that I read all of the rationales from those questions. It'll just say specifics about that topic, and you really want to make sure that you know those specifics and rationales. But I do understand that it is hard sometimes to just read directly from the book, but that's my recommendation. I do know that although it's hard, they are very doable, and I do know that if you need any help or if you have any other questions about other things regarding nursing school or regarding applying for the NCLEX or anything like that, you guys can leave them down below. I think I am gonna go get some Chipotle right now, and yeah, I will be making more videos soon because I have more time on my hands now that I've graduated. Which is kind of crazy. I don't know. I just felt like it always just felt so far away. And now that it's here, I'm like, is this real? Did I finish? There's no assignments. So yeah, but if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, you can leave them down in the comments, as I mentioned before. Please subscribe. Yeah, nothing else. See you guys in the next video.